Now at 10, Mercy Hospital reaches a vaccination milestone. Plus, prison time for a Southeast Kansas man who admitted to killing a woman and setting 2 police officers on fire.
On a national level, meat prices have gone up quite a bit in the last year. But what are local sellers and processors seeing? One Webb City-based business shares its perspective coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Mercy Hospital announces it's reached a nearly 100% COVID-19 vaccination rate among their staff. Mercy says all staff are either vaccinated or received a religious or medical exemption. Mercy announced this requirement on July 7th and say they gave employees 3 months to either get vaccinated or get approved for exemption. Now the hospital is celebrating reaching this milestone.
Between Carthage, Joplin, Columbus, and Galena too as well. And as far as our vaccination right now, obviously coming on the date of this media release, we're roughly 99% or so fully vaccinated as a hospital with all our coworkers. So we're pretty proud of that.
On October 1st, unvaccinated Mercy employees were placed on a 28-day unpaid suspension with full benefits to give them time to either get vaccinated or have their exemption approved. Mercy Joplin Hospital hasn't said how many employees might have resigned or been dismissed for failing to comply with the mandate. Brings us to tonight's KOAM News Now Instapoll question. We're asking, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much importance do you place on the vaccination status of your healthcare provider? You can participate in the poll at koamnewsnow.com/vote or through the KOAM News Now mobile app. Results are updated live, and we're going to check in on the final numbers at the end of this newscast. Missouri Governor Parson issues an executive order that he says protects the rights of Missourians against federal COVID-19 vaccine mandates. The order requires all executive branch boards, agencies, and commissions to cooperate fully with the Attorney General's litigation on behalf of Missouri against any federally imposed COVID-19 vaccine mandate or requirement. It prevents those same entities from enforcing mandates against employees who object for religious or medical reasons, and it prevents punishment against those same unvaccinated people. Governor Parsons said in a statement, quote, "As the governor of the state of Missouri, I stand with concerned Missourians and will do all I can to stop federal COVID-19 vaccine mandates." As younger children edge closer to being able to get vaccinated against COVID-19, the FDA is authorizing a 4th shot for moderately or severely immunocompromised individuals. Across the country, vaccine mandates are expanding, and so is the pushback from some public employees. Michael George reports from New York, where city firefighters face a deadline to get their shots.
A show of force outside New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio's residence, Gracie Mansion, as thousands of first responders protest the requirement to get vaccinated.
This is our bodies, not yours. We worked through this pandemic over a year.
Firefighters, police officers, and other city workers without a first shot by Friday will be put on unpaid leave, something union leaders say could put lives at risk.
If 30 to 40% of New York City firefighters are sent home, we will have to close houses. This is going to be a manufactured crisis.
The mayor is refusing to budge, arguing the city has a contingency plan.
We must stop COVID. And the way to do that is vaccination.
According to the National Fire Protection Association, last year was the deadliest year for firefighters since 9/11, and more than half of all line-of-duty deaths were caused by COVID.
I think there's been, misinformation and disinformation all over the place.
Maryland's Republican Governor Larry Hogan says his state is gearing up to vaccinate younger children and educate parents on the benefits.
I think we should encourage the parents to make those decisions and to get their kids vaccinated.
The FDA is expected to grant emergency use authorization for kid-sized doses of the Pfizer vaccine as soon as Friday. The CDC is also recommending a 4th shot of Pfizer's vaccine or a half shot of Moderna's for people with suppressed immune systems, at least 6 months after getting their 3rd dose. A recent study found immunocompromised people are almost 500 times more likely to be hospitalized or die from COVID-19. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
The CDC's guidance for a fourth shot does not apply to people who got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. Doug Heddy, we need a break from all this rain.
We do. It's been very dreary across the region. We haven't seen the sun in a few days, and I'm hoping we get some glimpses of it late in the daytime hours for us tomorrow, but still very wet. So if you are going to be on the roadways tonight into tomorrow morning, be careful, as of course it's harder to see when it's raining in the dark. 53 was our high. That was it. Average high is 66 degrees. We still have these light showers. It's not quite as widespread as what it was earlier today, but we're going to have periods of light showers sticking around as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. I really think into tomorrow morning. Temps are cold, mainly mid 40s to near 50 degrees. And as we go through the overnight hours, these showers just keep on coming. So you need to take the rain gear if you're getting out early in the morning. I do think in the morning hours, showers will slowly start to dissipate, and hoping these get out of here by the time we head into the afternoon hours. Let's look into Halloween weekend coming up here in just a bit.
We'll see you then. Baxter Springs, Kansas man convicted of killing a woman and setting 2 police officers on fire gets prison time. Harvey Ortberg pled guilty in Cherokee County Court to first-degree murder charges, and today a judge sentenced him to life in prison for the crimes. In his plea, Ortberg admitted to a 2017 attack in which he killed 65-year-old Sharon Horn and set her on fire. He also attacked and wounded 2 responding officers, spilling gasoline on them and himself and then setting them all on fire. Still ahead, how a nationwide increase in meat prices is affecting customers and processors right here in the 4 states. And after weeks of negotiations, President Biden unveils a new framework for his Build Back Better social spending and climate bill.
Visit your local.
A lot of things have gotten more expensive this past year, as I'm sure you know, and that includes meat. But one local meat processor and seller says their price increases have been less drastic when compared to popular grocery stores. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke to management at S&J Processing and the Old Hickory Smokehouse to learn more.
According to the most recent Consumer Price Index posted by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the price of beef has risen 17.6% during the last year. And while prices have also gone up at Webb City's S&J Processing and Joplin's Old Hickory Smokehouse, which are both owned by the same family, management says their increases are nothing compared to what the national grocery chains are seeing.
Definitely went up a little bit. We've dealt with the shipping issues and stuff like that everybody has. But for the most part, we teamed up with Show Me Beef, which is local raised farms, and they've done a pretty good job of keeping their prices even. So we've actually been able just this week to lower a lot of our prices.
S&J Processing Manager Zach Carey says dealing with local suppliers and having a more intimate knowledge of the needs of their customers has helped them keep prices relatively stable.
On a local level, we're able to adjust how much we sell and how much we can get in. And we can develop relationships with our customers so that we kind of know how much is going to be purchased.
These meat sellers may have been able to exert more control over their prices by dealing with local livestock and cutting out the middleman. But S&J is still trying to overcome a backlog of meat to be processed due to shortages caused by the pandemic.
So we've gone down to about 6 months, but it is still a much longer waiting list than normal before the pandemic.
In Webb City and Joplin, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
According to the USDA Economic Research Service, wholesale beef prices could rise as much as 20% by the end of the year. Hey, get ready for sticker shock this winter if you use natural gas to heat your home. The Energy Information Administration says U.S. households that rely on natural gas for heating will spend an average of $746 to heat their homes this winter. That's up 30% from last winter. Of course, how much you pay also depends on how much you use. Analysts say a cold winter could result in those prices doubling from where they are today. After weeks of negotiations, President Biden unveiled a new framework for his Build Back Better social spending and climate bill. Before traveling to Rome, he went to Capitol Hill, hoping to break an impasse among Democrats. Deborah Alfarone has the latest from the White House.
Before heading to Europe, President Biden spent the morning pitching his scaled-back social policy and climate bill.
It's a framework that will create millions of jobs, grow the economy, invest in our nation and our people.
The $1.75 trillion plan would establish universal pre-K for more than 6 million 3- and 4-year-olds. It would also boost the supply of affordable housing, increase college Pell Grants, and expand Medicaid to cover 4 million more people.
It is probably the most consequential bill since the 1960s.
This revised plan comes after weeks of talks with two moderate Senate Democrats, Arizona's Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin of West Virginia.
I look forward to continue working in good faith.
Hoping to win their backing, President Biden dropped some progressive priorities, including guaranteed paid family leave and free community college. Medicare would be expanded to cover hearing aids, but not vision or dental care.
No one got everything they wanted, including me.
Until the plan is ready for a vote, House progressives say they will not vote on the president's separate trillion-dollar infrastructure bill.
This is about rebuilding the arteries of our economy.
President Biden was hoping to have a deal with congressional Democrats before addressing a UN climate change summit in Scotland next week.
We'll build up our resilience for the next superstorm, drought, wildfires, and hurricanes that represent a blinking code red.
The president's spending plan includes a $500 billion investment in climate change initiatives. Deborah Alfarone, CBS News, the White House.
Now, just tonight, the House passed a highway funding extension measure, meaning lawmakers will not vote this week on President Biden's infrastructure bill, which the Senate passed earlier this year. Later, some Thursday night football action as a couple of Southeast Kansas teams open up postseason play.
Plus, it looks like we're going to finally get rid of this storm system. So what about the weekend, Halloween weekend? We're going to look at that coming up. Well, of course, another gloomy day for us today. Temperatures cold all day long, and it looks like we're going to stay kind of chilly once again as we head into Friday, but thankfully we're going to start to get this rain to exit the region. We need a chance to dry out, and it'd be nice to see a little bit of sunshine, especially heading into the weekend. This is a great time lapse. This is Indigo Sky Casino and Resort, of course. Indigo, just outside of Seneca, Missouri, but cloudy and rainy there all day long, like we have seen across the entire four-state viewing area. Still, we have the light showers. None of these are strong, none of these are severe. They're light, they're just kind of a nuisance, but we're continuing to get these showers across the region. They're moving from north to south because we're on the backside of low pressure, so the circulation is counterclockwise. So at least we're on the backside of the system, so it's starting to wind down. Heaviest on the Kansas and Oklahoma side. We can zoom into the metro, really from Carthage to Miami and Neosho up to Pittsburg, and still just some light showers and drizzle. But this is what we're going to see as we go through the overnight hours. In fact, look at rainfall amounts where you see the yellows showing at least 3 inches out of this storm. I would say on average 2 to 4 inches of rain has fallen with this system. It's cold too, mid 40s to near 50 once you get into our western counties. It's windy, so it makes it feel even colder. We've had north winds at about 10 to 20 and gust at times upwards of 30 miles per hour. It's wet. Be careful if you're going to be on the roadways tonight into tomorrow morning. Of course, the glare from the lights, which you can see, it makes it harder to see at night, so be careful if you are going to be out. 47, we've got a wind chill of 41 degrees, but at least we're on the backside of this system. It is wrapping up southeastern parts of Missouri. Now, in my pattern, when this comes back around about 1 week before Christmas, this should be a snowmaker. So we'll have to keep our eyes on that as we go into the month of December. But if you look out west, not too much going on, pretty good indication. That's going to be our weather as we head into the weekend. All right, on and off light showers through the overnight hours. We'll stop at 6:30 in the morning, still here. Light showers through the morning hours, but as we get into the afternoon, they start advancing east, hoping to get a little bit of sunshine. As we go into the afternoon, definitely we'll have sunny skies in southeastern Kansas, northeastern parts of Oklahoma. Missouri, we're going to push it. Temperatures 46, 50 by noon, high temp of 55 with a little bit of sun, but still it's going to be windy. We're going to have those northwesterly winds at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Tomorrow night we start to clear out. It's going to be cold. We're going to drop back to about 40 degrees. And then as we work into Saturday, Saturday is going to be a perfect fall day. Sunny skies, temps should go into the mid 60s during the afternoon, so really no complaints there. Rainfall from this point on, very light, maybe a tenth, maybe 2/10 of an inch, but that should be just about it. We're wrapping this system up. All right, 55, morning rain tomorrow. Look at Saturday, 64. Look at Halloween, 63, a few clouds. So the weekend looks fantastic for Saturday and Sunday. Here's your day plan, or your evening planner, trick-or-treating planner, we'll call it. On Sunday evening, 62 at 5, 57 by 7, by 9 p.m. down to 52. But it's going to be dry. It's not that bad. And then here comes the rain again on Monday and the cooler temperatures all of next week.
Yeah, the important thing is a nice weekend, particularly for those trick-or-treaters.
Yeah, they'll be glad to see it after all this rain.
You bet, we all will. Thanks, Doug. Hey, some kids in Joplin got some early Halloween candy. Not that it's ever too early for candy. The Joplin High School Student Council hosted a trunk or treat event. It's designed to give young kids in the community a chance to show off their Halloween costumes and, yeah, get some candy.
Our party, it's a half day, and we have a parade with it, and I think I'm going to wear my costume.
There are several other similar events going on all across the 4 states, and you can find a list of them on our website. Of course, that's koamnewsnow.com/events. Coming up in sports, Joplin High School volleyball hits the floor in the sectional round of the Class 5 state bracket. And high school football playoff action in Southeast Kansas tonight. Jacob Leonard has that and more after the break.
The Pittsburg State Gorillas are back home this weekend, taking on Central Oklahoma. Now, last weekend, the Gorillas went on the road, took care of business against Missouri Western, winning 34-14 to get to 6-2 on the year. Now, Pitt State's receiving corps been one of the best in the league all season. That guy right there, Jalen Martin, is third in the MIAA with 665 yards and 4 touchdowns. Elijah Harris, also in the top 15 in the league with 472 yards and 6 scores. On top of those two, you add in Christian Carter and Neosho product Bryce Murphy getting healthy. And this group just getting better as the season goes.
We really have a group of 4 or 5 guys there that we all trust and all trying to get the football to, you know, and it's great to have Bryce back and full speed and healthy again and continue to find ways to get him included into the passing game more and more each week, you know, and that's a good problem that we have offensively, you know, not only the receivers but running backs and some tight ends that we can get the ball to. So they're all sharing one ball, but we've got a lot of guys to try to get it to.
Well, despite the pretty gross weather, we do have some high school football in Southeast Kansas tonight. This week is the first week of the playoffs. Both Colgan and Riverton are at home tonight in the first round of the 2A bracket. Colgan hosts Humboldt this evening. Panthers finished the regular season 4-4, while the Cubs are 5-3. Humboldt up 8-0 until this. Cooper Simmons breaks loose. Seen him do that before. 53-yard touchdown. It's an 8-8 ball game. But Humboldt, good first half. Specifically, Dakota Slocum here on the receiving end from Gavin Page for the Cubs touchdown. That's Humboldt's first pass attempt of the game. Then in the second quarter, Page finds Slocum again. Open for the score. Cubs go to break up 24-14, but check this out. Colgan comes out firing in the second half. Aiden Fleming and Tucker Harrell connection working for the Panthers. Fleming finds Harrell for the score. Then in the fourth, those two hook up again. Colgan now with a 36-32 lead. But Humboldt goes back in front and then here gets Colgan stopped inside the 10 with under 2 minutes to go. Humboldt tops Colgan and moves on to the regional championship 48-36. As for Riverton, the 6-2 Rams kick off the postseason at home this evening against Eureka. Late first quarter, Rams get on the board. Derek Larison in for the score. 2-point conversion is good. 8-0 Rams. Now they hang on to that lead through the first half. Then Lake Crowder jumps in front of the Eureka receiver for the interception. Carries it inside the 10 before getting taken down. Now, Rams turn that into points a few plays later. It's Caden Allen getting in for the touchdown. That extends the lead to 14-0. Eureka gets on the board in the fourth. Quarterback keeper here gets outside and flops into the end zone, but it's the Rams hanging on. Riverton wins 14-6 to advance to next week. Well, we have a few local teams still alive for volleyball state championships in Missouri. That includes the Joplin Eagles in the Class 5 bracket. Joplin at Nixa tonight. The winner moves on to the state quarterfinals. It is Nixa winning 3 sets to none. Joplin ends the season with a 15-12-5 overall record. In Class 4, Webb City at Logan Rogersville tonight, aiming to keep their season alive. Cardinals won a set, but they fall in the end 3-1. Webb City ends the year with a 19-13-2 record. And finally, Class 1 sectional here, College Heights, coming off a district title hosting Miller. Cougars get shut out this evening 3-0. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran specialist. Sean Lambert served in the U.S. Army. His hometown, Neodesha, Kansas, and we are proud to salute Specialist Sean Lambert. He's tonight's 4-state hero. All right, let's check in on tonight's KOIM News Now Instant Poll question. We've been asking, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much importance do you place on the vaccination status of your health care provider? The average response, a 7. This poll is now closed. Thank you for participating. Olympians are going to be rocking a classic look at next year's Winter Games. Ralph Lauren has revealed the gear Team USA athletes will don during the closing ceremonies in Beijing. The get-up includes a buffalo plaid hooded puffer jacket for all Olympians. The men will get fleece pants, while the women will be outfitted with fleece leggings. The Winter Olympic Games are slated to begin February 4th and run through the 20th. I'm not quite into puffer jacket and fleece weather, and things are going to be getting better around here soon.
Yeah, it is chilly out there though, especially with the wind, and we're going to continue to get these light showers tonight through tomorrow morning, and then I'm hoping we get a little bit of sunshine, so high school football weather tomorrow night. Chilly, but we're going to be dry. Weekend looks fantastic. And then right back to the rain on Monday.
Final sports now.
We had some issues with the full screen, but Diamond Volleyball also playing in a sectional matchup today. They fell to Skyline tonight, so their season ends as well.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget our morning news tomorrow at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.
Salon service is provided.